Hello everyone, this is Shruti Saxena Das, and in today's video we are going to discuss about application layer. Application layer is the seventh layer of OSI model. So that's why we call it topmost layer or desktop layer, because user directly use this application layer. Okay, that's why it is known as desktop layer also. Basically, it provides process to process communication. So the work of this application layer, or the task of this application layer, is firstly to identify the communication partners. Who are the partners who wants to communicate? Like suppose you have, this is the user application. Application layer basically provides an interface between the user application and the network. So it provides so many protocols so that you can use services in the network. So suppose you want to use, suppose you want to open a web page in a browser, and or suppose you want to check your emails. So for everything, protocols are there. So application layer protocols basically provides an interaction with the network. Like if suppose you want to use your email, if you want to send your email or you want to check your inbox, for that we are having certain protocols like SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol, or we are having POP, it is post office protocol. So these protocols are used for mail services. Like that, we are having so many protocols which are provided by the application layer. Okay, protocol is basically set of rules which are used to provide communication between systems in the network. Okay, there are two systems, client or server. If they want to communicate, if client want to access certain service from the server, in that case some protocol need to be used. So that's why we call that protocols are a set of rules which are used to provide communication. Okay, and this application layer provides a variety of protocols that are commonly used or needed by the user. Okay, like mail services. A normal user who use internet services or who connects with the network majorly uses email services. Okay, or the user wants to transfer, if a user wants to transfer files, then in that case, or a user wants to browse something. So all these are the functions which a normal user uh, usually use. So in that case, we are having protocols for those scenarios, for those services. Like suppose we are having some browsing protocols. So for browsing, we are having HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. Then secure one is also there, and then we are having some file transfer protocols. See, all these services are the common services which are used by the user, any user who connects with the internet. So browsing, normally people browse things on internet, so for that purpose we are having these protocols. Then for file transferring, if you want to transfer any file via network, so for that case we are having file transfer protocol, or we are having trivial file transfer protocol. Then suppose you want to use mail services, so for mail services we are having certain protocols. Like I said, we are having SMTP, we are having post office, then we are having one more, IMAP. Then if suppose you want to remotely access any system, so for remote access we are having a protocol called telnet. Telnet is a protocol which allows you to access a remote system. So there are variety of protocols and variety of services are provided by the application layer. Okay, so basically application layer protocol defines how application processes, okay, which are running on the different end system, and how the messages are passed between those systems. Fine. So application layer is responsible for these things. Now, what are the main functions? The main functions of application layer, you can see on the sheet that we are having three protocols, three functions which are written. The first one is to identify the communication partner. Okay, so that we can get to know that who are the two parties who wants to communicate for an application with the data to be transmitted. Okay, so that data can be transmitted. First of all, we need to identify the communication partners. So we have certain protocols for that also. Then the second one is to determine that resource availability. We need to check that whether sufficient network resources are available for the requested communication or not. Okay, then the third one is synchronizing communication. So all the communication which occurs between application requires cooperation. So for that purpose, we are having a function of synchronization. So that is also a part of application layer. It provide a lot of services. Lot of services are provided by application layer. So we'll discuss it one by one. So the first service which is provided is addressing. Okay, so to obtain a communication between client and server, there is a need for addressing. So so when a client made a request to the server, the request contain, see, when client is requesting server for something, then the request must be containing server address. Okay, then request must be containing server address and its own address. Okay, similarly, when server responds to client, the request contains destination address. Okay, to achieve all these things, DNS is used. So domain name system is used for providing addressing, and this DNS is a part of application layer. Okay, so to provide this addressing, we need to achieve this, DNS is used. So domain name system is used for this purpose. So this is the first service which is provided, that when a client wants to communicate with the server, to obtain this communication, there is a need for addressing. Okay, and when a client made a request to the server, the request should contain the server address and its own address. See, we have seen that every time we request for something to the server, either through TCP or your UDP, there is source and destination address. So we are having address of client as well as address of server. But when we talk about application, then domain name system is used. Okay, so domain name system is a separate topic which we are going to discuss in the upcoming video. In that, we will see how DNS is used for providing addressing. Okay, the second service which is provided by application layer is mail service. Okay, so mail service, and mail service, basically we can forward the mail or we can store the mail. For this service, SMTP or POP, these protocols are used to provide mail services. Then the third one is directory service. In directory service, basically it provides access for the global information. Okay, if any global information is stored, then this application layer provides access for that global application. Okay, so you can provides access to the global information about various services. So basically the application contains distributed database which provides access for the global information. So whatever application you are using, that must be containing distributed database, and that can provide access to the global information. Then next one is network virtual terminal. Now with the help of this, user can log on to remote host. See, basically what happens here, that the application, suppose, we'll discuss it with the help of example. Suppose you want to purchase something from Reliance. Now instead of going to the Reliance, what you can do, you can open the website of Reliance, you can select certain items, and then you can make payment via your credit card. Now your credit card is, suppose you are having a credit card of SBI. Now what you can do, you can select that payment option and you can connect it to the SBI, and then you can make a payment. But what Reliance will feel, that Reliance will feel that user is directly paying to Reliance. Okay, Reliance is getting paid directly. So what is happening there, that the application, whatever application you have opened, the SBI application in this case, it creates a software emulation, okay, at remote host. So what happens, that the user's computer talks to the software terminal, which in turns take to the host, like that. Okay, so what will happen, suppose this is the application. Okay, which you are opening. This is, suppose in our case, this is Reliance, and this is the remote host, okay, which is SBI. So this application creates a software emulation of terminal at remote host, which is SBI, and the user's computer talks to the software terminal, which in turns talk to the host. So user, this is user. So user is communicating, paying through SBI to Reliance. So this is what happening over here, that then we are having file, transfer, access, and management. Okay, don't confuse in this network virtual terminal. We are having Telnet for this one. Telnet is a protocol which is used for this remote login. And here I was trying to explain that the application creates software emulation of terminal at remote host. Okay. User's computer talks to the software terminal, which in turn talks to the host. So this is your host. This is your software terminal which is used. Okay, so what happens, that user computer talks to the software terminal, which in turn talks to the host. Fine. So that is what happening over here. User is not directly paying to the Reliance. User is paying it through SBI portal. So what we are doing over here, that application is creating software emulation of terminal at remote host. This is remote host, this is your host. Now this SBI will be your software emulation. Fine. So that is what happening over here. So we can perform network virtual terminal with the help of application layer protocols. Then we have file transfer, access and management. It's a standard mechanism to access or to transfer file and to manage file. Okay, user can access files and remote computers also. Basically, it defines hierarchical virtual file structure. Okay, so this file transfer, it's a standard mechanism to access and manage files. Okay, and FTAM defines hierarchical. It defines hierarchical virtual file in terms of file structure. So it defines hierarchical file structure. Okay, it defines certain attributes and the kind of operation we can perform on the file. So basically it's a standard, okay, through which we can access the files which are stored on the remote computers, and we can perform certain operations on those files. So it defines a hierarchical structure for the files. So these are the basic services which are provided by application layer. So I hope you must have understood. We are going to discuss each of the protocols, important protocols, in the upcoming videos. So in case of any confusion, you can post it in the comment section. Thank you so much.